This is the Amp Hour Podcast. Released July 25th, 2024. Episode 674. Turtles as a Service.
Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EEV blog.
And I'm Chris Gamble of Contextual Electronics.
Bloody Murphy.
Every time.
Every time. Every freaking time. Story of my life. Is it the story of your life?
Oh, yeah. Murphy and Occam and
Oh, right.
I don't know.
All the other razors. All the other razors. I
razors.
tweeted a list of razors
Interesting.
somewhere.
Okay.
I'll see if I can. I think I bookmarked it. I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I'll include it. Like there's all these different razors, you know, Occam's razor and whatnot, and there's all these many different types. And
I mean, for me, it's mostly the Dunning and the Krugers of the
Right,
world,
and
me knowing better than them, if I'm being honest, you know. But
oh boy, you want to hear my latest story, my latest Murphy story.
Okay.
Last night I released a video, I was answering a question about my hot water system and put it, cooling down solar panels to preheat your hot water system. Anyway, I actually released that video. I was kind of like bragging about my Reclaim hot water system, that my heat pump hot water system that I installed like 12 months ago or something, right? It's been working flawlessly. At almost the exact same time.
I see where this is going now. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same time
Water
that
starts dripping through the ceiling on your forehead as it's happening. Yeah.
Not a hardware, not that bad a fault. But at practically the same time that I released that video, my Reclaim heat pump hot water system started to oscillate. So it switched on for like 10 or 20 minutes, then it switched off for 10 minutes, and then it switched back on. And I could see this in my power, because I've got a clamp on there that actually measures just the hot water. And I can see this. And I've got a video on my second channel actually showing people this. I just released it this morning. And at practically the exact same time, I've never had a single issue with my heat pump hot water system, which turns on via a timer during the day. So I use my solar power and it stays on for like 2-3 hours, depending on how long it takes to heat up. Then it switches off and it stays off for the rest of the night. And it's always done that since I've installed it. But as soon as I released a video last night bragging about it, nope. The actual heat pump itself started oscillating on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. So I did the hello IT thing. Have you tried turn it off and on again? So I've done that, right? And I think it fixed it, but I don't know because at exactly the same time that a couple of hours after it started oscillating, my solar analytics monitoring system, which I use to troubleshoot this sort of stuff, it failed as well. Like, what are the odds? Come on.
I mean,
seriously.
I think you just say, I'm under attack, and you go hide under a table.
Right,
and,
aliens, it's either under some sort of hacker attack or it's aliens, Unbelievable. Yeah, so anyway, God. So I think turning it off and back on fixed it. And somebody else on Twitter confirmed that they had a similar unit which did a similar thing after about 9 months and said it started oscillating and they just recycled the power on it and it fixed it. So I don't know, some control loopy firmware buggy thing in the controller that causes it to switch off and on. I don't know. Some hysteresis thing got buggy and I don't know.
I had a former job where it would be like this really weird Ethernet thing was happening. And I forget what timeline was, but my friend who was working on the software, he's like, it's like really weird. Like every couple days it goes out and I just can't figure out what it is. And then finally he did the math on it. And it was something like exactly 64 hours or something like that.
It was an exact time period.
It was an exact time period. And it was like basically I think the modem or the DHCP was losing its license and it had to reset itself. But it was always on exactly. I don't remember the exact thing what it was, but it was something with the Ethernet losing, basically on a cycle, it was losing its connection. And it was just like, but you had to wait in order to actually go and drag it out. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So maybe yours is just on a longer cycle, like 9 months.
Right. So 9-month cycle and then it starts. Yeah, right. I'll check it. We'll confirm in another, 9 months.
So we talked about the heat pump before.
Yep.
And it's been working out okay generally, right? So like
it's
you're
great.
saying this is to cool the panels. That's like a preheater for your actual hot pump, water pump.
Yeah, well, somebody asked me on Twitter why I didn't add pipes under my solar panels so that I could pump the water through there and extract the heat from the solar panels and then use that to preheat the water that goes into the heat pump. And there are some people who do this. It's a thing, apparently.
It's a thing, okay.
It's a thing. And I just found out there's an Australian company. Somebody just emailed me this morning. There's an Australian company that actually make these things which you can put under your solar panels, and they have the pipe in and everything. So you can hook it up to your pool. You can heat your pool with it, or you can heat your factory or something. These are commercial ones, but you can also get ones for...
And that benefits you because then the solar panels work better at like lower temperatures. Is that right?
The solar panels are more efficient to the tune of 4 to 5% more efficient per 10 degrees C. So it's about 0.4 to 0.5% more efficient solar panels if you can cool them down by 1 degree Celsius. So about 5% more efficient if you can cool them down by 10 degrees, for example.
Which is like a pretty simple water pump system. Seems like it.
Well,
depending on the volume of the system, right?
You've got to trade off the volume of the water flow and the coupling because quite a lot of the heat is lost just via radiation into the air, and if there's any breeze or something like that, you can get those losses as well. But if you couple some pipes to the back of your solar panels, yes, you can actually cool them down, and you can get some efficiency increases.
The backside, it would be the backside of the panel.
It would be the backside of the panel,
Yeah, interesting.
So you can buy solar panels specifically with these built in. I think there's an American company that makes them.
Cool. That sounds expensive.
It sounds expensive and complex. Well, they'd be more expensive than regular panels. Yes, of course. Yeah. And then if one of your solar panels fails, you've got to call a plumber instead of a solar guy. So, I don't like the idea of it. Kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies having water running through a complex system of pipes on my roof. It's just, and there's just no point because my heat pump uses so little energy, daily energy anyway, to the tune of 3 kilowatt hours of energy a day just to heat my hot water. As a baseline, my solar system, even in winter, the other day made 30 kilowatt hours. So it's 1/10.
Sunny Australia.
Sunny Australia. It's just 1/10. But you could increase the efficiency because the efficiency of your heat pump depends on the inlet temperature, not only the ambient temperature if it's cold outside, but also the inlet water temperature coming in. But because our water pipe is underground, even this time of year, because our incoming water pipe for our house is underground is warmer than the outside air. So the incoming temperature, even in the middle of winter, is still 18 degrees or something, I think. So
how far underground is your piping there?
Oh, I don't know. It's got to be a meter or two.
Okay.
I don't know how
that's
far
a big difference,
under
actually.
Oh, yeah.
So here in North Carolina, I was talking to someone about like why they have basements a lot in the north.
Yes.
And one of the reasons is because the pipes have to be buried. You have to like bury pipes below the frost line, and so like if you have pipes below the frost line, then you can have a slab, but you have to still have pipes that are buried that come up underneath
well,
the slab,
how
right?
deep does the frost line go, so to speak? How
depends how far north you are. Some places in the far north it's like a meter down. I mean, it could be down to a meter, I think.
Right. Yep.
That sounds wrong, but no, it's definitely like
I have no idea.
A third of a meter. I
think, at least a foot,
right?
Right.
In some places, right?
Well,
and so
that's not far at all.
Right, but the pipes have to be buried much deeper. I think standard pipe depth in Ohio, where I used to live, was like 6 feet, I think.
Oh, okay. So, right.
Yeah, so 2 meters.
Right, got it. Okay. Yep. I have no idea how deep my pipes.
Yeah, so here it's nothing. It's like half a meter where I live now. But what that means is in the summer here, the water is warm when it gets to your house. There is no cool water, right? Or you have to let it run for a bunch so that the pipes that are buried much deeper outside of your house come up, because as soon as it comes up, everything is still warm. Okay. And so you really start to feel it,
By warm as in greater than 20 degrees, like greater than normal ground temperature? How does that... Or by warm...
I expect like tap cold water to be, I don't know, like 10 C. That's what my expectation is. Yep. But it's closer to, like 15, 18 C.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
So it's much more tepid. in the
Got
summer
it.
because
Yeah.
just everything's so hot here, particularly hot right now. So
Got it.
yeah,
Interesting.
You know how it is.
So yeah.
Summers.
Yeah, of course. Summer in,
Yeah.
yep. But it's winter here in Australia.
I know.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Other side of the flat earth. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Flip it over. Yep.
Anyway, it's all very interesting stuff. But for those playing along at home, the conclusion that I came to is it's generally not worthwhile to preheat the water going into a heat pump system because they're already so efficient anyway.
Yeah.
In my particular climate, your mileage may vary, as always.
Right,
You know,
of course,
if
of course.
you're in a different location, cooler, it's different. But here, no, that is the reason why I wouldn't bother doing that. There's just no real advantage to it. You're just adding system complexity, plumbing, which has to go onto the second story roof. And no, just isn't worth it. Anyway, very interesting.
It is summer and it's very, very hot here. And I've just been thinking about how much power goes towards just induction these days and just spinning motors around. Like in this case, obviously to cool houses down, cool cars down, whatever. But then also like my EV is just spinning motor. It's just like the amount of power that's going to that. I guess.
Yep.
It's not that out of the normal, but I don't know. It's really hot here, Dave.
Yeah, right. Well, you can do everything with heat pumps these days. This is why, another reason why I said you're better off devoting your roof space to solar panels, because solar panels generate versus just like a hot water. Because if you do that, you only get hot water out of it. That's the only thing you get. Whereas if you generate power you can store in batteries, then you can do anything with that. You can charge your EV, you can do your induction cooking, you can run your house, all the power for your house, and you can heat water with heat pumps, and you can do everything once you have that power, either straight
capturing
or
the power
stored.
of the sun.
Yeah,
That's right.
I will be getting a battery storage solution maybe this week. It's being delivered.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
so
Okay.
I got a viewer who watches my videos, and he happens to be an Australian manufacturer. He happens to have an Australian company that manufactures batteries here, so he's going to send me some.
Oh, there you
So
go.
yeah,
Nice. All right.
that'll be cool. So yep.
Sounds like the price is right.
Yes, the price is definitely right. Yeah, because I was already searching around for prices and the best solution. He said, hey, here you go. So I'm not going to say no. Anyway, he's going to pop over. He might even help install them for me, and great.
Yeah.
So
great, great.
we'll see what happens. So yep, but their bloody thing is they have to get the actual rack these things are in weighs more than the batteries.
Really?
Yes, the rack is 91 kilos because these are rack mount ones, so they're 19-inch rack mount, right? So the batteries weigh like 41 kilos each, which isn't too bad, But the actual rack itself weighs 91 kilos, so getting it off the truck's it's going to be a bit of a problem. So they may need one of those hydraulic lift trucks to lift off the rack, just the empty rack.
Wow.
So
wait, it's a 19-inch rack, like a server rack? Like they put them into those?
Yeah. It's a small server rack. Yeah. You can buy battery. Yeah, they're very popular in commercial type installations. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the density. That I guess I don't really understand how much density you could or would pack into that sort of thing. It's just,
Well, the density in the 19-inch box, I haven't done a teardown yet, of course, but I will do when I get it. I think it's going to be pretty good, but it's probably not as good as say, a Tesla Powerwall or something like that, which is like a dedicated commercial slimline solution, which is designed to mount on the side of your wall of your house or something, So I would say the design of these 19-inch rack batteries and things aren't probably as volumetrically efficient as something that's actually purpose designed for that. So anyway, find out.
Yeah, okay.
But, yep.
Well, coming to an EV blog soon near you. Yeah.
Yes, and then the good thing is if I need to expand it, there'll be spare slots in the rack. I just slot in a battery, plug it up, because the racks comes pre-wired. I think so. All the wiring's just there. So you literally just a 5-minute job just to slide in the new battery, hook it up, boom, boom, and bingo, you've expanded the capacity of your home storage battery. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The only problem is it's not outdoor rated cabinet, so it'll have to go in the garage. So we were hoping to sort of mount them outside, but anyway, we'll deal with that. Anyway, cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. That's
battery
great.
coming soon, hopefully.
Well, I've been live streaming hardware stuff.
You have?
Yeah.
Is this a part of work, obviously, or are you back on doing your
this is for work,
contextual electronics thing? Okay.
No, this is work. I mean, probably similar style, smaller stuff for sure. I'm going to do another one. I've been doing it Wednesday. Well, doing it Wednesdays. I have another one on Wednesday. I have done one Wednesday, so this will be my second one.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I think you've tried live streaming layout before, right?
Oh, yeah, yes.
It's
I tried to do it consistently every Saturday, and it was okay, but then as soon as you get kids, then you have weekend commitments and stuff, it's hard
sure.
to,
I just meant the logistics of trying to concentrate on a layout while you're also
yes,
talking,
trying to yes, and you're trying to switch cameras and do all sorts of things, and yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that part's tougher, but I'm going to hopefully get better at that. And building a little cellular board. Man, when's the last time it's been a while since we talked. I've been doing.
Yeah, it has. Unfortunately, because we've both had issues.
Yeah.
both had
life stuff. Yeah.
Life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Life has been lifey. And I think I mentioned the geo-fencing thing that I did. I think I told you that.
Geofencing. No? Vaguely rings a bell.
Okay. Well, I have a bunch of videos. This is all for work, so take that with a grain of salt. But one thing that's really cool, I've been doing. It's called N8N. Have you ever heard of that?
N8N.
Yeah.
No.
It sounds like you have NBN there, right?
No, it sounds like 8N8, which is 8 bits, no parity ones. Or
no, it's 8N1.
8N1, sorry. 8N1.
Yeah. No, this is N8N, which is like it's like a thing to it's almost like Node-RED. Have you ever done Node-RED?
No.
Okay. Basically, it's like a graphical, plugging stuff together. It's like multimodal. So for example, or how about Zapier? You heard of Zapier or Zapier?
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah. I think I might have
like that, or
right.
If this and that. It's kind of like that as well. Where basically it's like you're tying together a bunch of API services.
Yeah.
And so, say you got a new subscriber to an email that you set up, you could do it so that you have a responding email, you send out a tweet, you do all you hook in all these different services.
Yes.
Maybe you send a text message using Twilio. Basically, set up triggers, and you can set up actions as a result. But you can also do inputs from external services. And so I had set this thing up where me and my coworkers
right.
set up this thing where it was you get all of the Wi-Fi SSIDs all the Wi-Fi MAC addresses. Right. So basically you do a scan and you get all the MAC addresses.
Of all the nearby things, yes.
That's right. And then their power levels. And then you can send those to a service, and the service will basically say, oh, you're probably about here. Right, that's
so you can do your geolocation based on Wi-Fi power levels, and you can get movement, you can get real-time movement based on that. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
That's one of the things I've been working on. But then also I plugged it into ChatGPT as well, so that you can have JavaScript or Python running directly in that workflow tool, and you can do a geofence. You could say well, I'm approximately at this lat and this long, and if I go outside a radius of 100 meters, right. 500 meters, whatever, then do something else. And so that was pretty cool. Okay. I'd never really done anything like that before, but there's a bunch of them too. There's open source ones.
There's many. There's half a dozen, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. There's one called windmill.dev. N8N is not open source, but it is you can self-host it. There's Zapier, there's Node-RED, there's a bunch of these different things. So it's pretty cool. And like I said, you can do it for workflow stuff, but I'm just kind of thinking about it. It's basically a fancier version of this, if this and that, and more. Yeah,
I think I used Zapier at one point. I think it had the ability to if I uploaded a video to YouTube, it would then upload it to Dailymotion or something like that. Yeah, so I think I had a Zapier script for that.
Yep, exactly.
But then it broke at some point, and
exactly.
Right.
And it does happen like that, And this is one thing that's very new for me, but very old hat for a lot of software type people.
Yep.
I just never really knew how APIs work. I still don't really know how they work.
Yep.
Getting better at API level stuff, understanding how to push data in, respond to that data.
Yep.
That's a very good skill to have, and having tools like Copilot and ChatGPT just kind of helps grease the skids now. So it's
right.
more accessible. It's not I need to be a JavaScript expert. It's more oh well, I can hack on this code that kind of looks like it might work, sort of thing. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's more accessible now. I'm not sure all the things. I think it's really then comes down to what could you do with it? What do you need to do with it? Is there? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. I'll keep playing with it. See how that goes.
Got it. Excellent.
Yeah.
The thing I find annoying with these is that I find one of these, things like the Zapier thing, and I go, oh, that does exactly what I want. So, you sign up for your account and you do your thing and you set it up, and then you forget about it, and it just works in the background. And then a year later, and then a year later you go, my videos are being uploaded to Dailymotion, but I don't recall how I did it. So it's like, and you completely forget what service
some
you
friendly
use.
ghost is doing this. Yeah, that sounds very
that's
familiar.
happened to me more than once. That is just,
I agree.
Yeah.
That happened with the, we used to have from the AMP Hour, we used to have the subreddit was using if this then that, and it would like auto post to Twitter.
Yes,
and
that's
then
right.
some butthole was posting nasty stuff to the Reddit, and then it was showing up on our Twitter, and I'm like, how do I turn this off? I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's
oh boy. Yep.
Yeah.
The dangers of these things. So usually you just set it up once and you totally forget about it, and then
totally.
Yeah.
I forget that I still have Home Assistant running in my house.
Right.
And like, I'll be like mowing the lawn, and then my phone will start buzzing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like, your garage is open. I know my garage is open. I opened it. Like I have this sensor that says your garage is open. Well, is there a lawnmower setting so that I can like do yard work? I don't know. Like,
right.
it's like, go inside, nerd.
Well, somebody just mentioned that Home Assistant to me on that video I just released about the hot water system.
Mentioned Home Assistant to you. Come on,
I know.
man.
No, but
Okay.
no. But somebody said,
listener.
why am I not using that? Because my solar analytics system failed. And they went, you idiot. Well, not quite, but why aren't you using Home Assistant? And then I went,
they're not wrong.
Okay. I can answer it, right? I did answer it in the comments. I got the solar analytics system for free, because the company just said, hey.
This is the really old one. No, I think this is actually what you told me too. I think this actually is a carbon copy of what you told me. 8 years ago
or something.
That's right. Yeah.
So I've had it for 8 years, and they said, and I've had no issue for it for 7 years until it failed last year, and then so I've had no issues with it. And it's like, why don't you use Home Assistant, as if Home Assistant is some magical thing that never fails. I bet you, even though I don't know much about Home Assistant, I bet you, I could come up with half a dozen reasons, half a dozen ways Home Assistant could fail on you, right? It's not magic. So people complain.
You don't need to come up with them. I can just tell you the ones that have happened here.
Well, please, tell me.
The USB stick gets unplugged by accident.
Yes.
The power goes out and it doesn't reboot properly.
Bingo. Yep.
The batteries run out on the little sensor thingy. My children run into the sensor and the battery falls out.
Exactly. And somebody in the comments is trying to sell me this as some magical solution that doesn't fail.
No. You see, here's where you're wrong, Dave. Here's where you're wrong. You need a second Home Assistant to monitor your first Home Assistant.
Your first Home Assistant. And then I need a cloud solution to monitor it just in case the local solution fails.
What you need is, I'd like to sell you a service called Turtles. And as long as you order Turtles all the way down, you will be...
All the way down, yes, the all the way down option.
Happy. Yeah. Yes, the all the way down, yes.
Yes, I want the all the way down option, please.
Yeah.
Turtles as a service.
Turtles as a service. There you go.
Turtles all the way. Oh, can we have that as our title? Turtles as a service, please.
Sure. Turtles as a service, yeah.
Turtles as a service, please. Note it down. And we'll have to do an AI-generated image of turtles all the way down.
I mean, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we'll work on that after the show. We'll work on the thumbnail.
Oh, yes, we will. Yes, of course. Yes, we will. Yeah.
Well, what? I enjoy using Discord. I enjoy using
That's true. We do like going back and forth. Yeah.
That's another thing I'm paying a bloody subscription for, and I don't often use it. You know,
same.
Like,
Midjourney, you mean?
Yeah. I'm paying the subscription for Midjourney because I want my own private little, thing, and it keeps all the record of the ones I've done and stuff like that. But I don't often use it. But
Dave,
when I use it, it's nice to have it there. But it's another bloody monthly service, and then I'm signed up for ChatGPT. I pay for that. I pay for. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Is everyone using free ChatGPT these days?
I have switched back to free personally.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't use it that much. I don't think I'm doing enough interesting things.
Have you got the phone app now that allows you to talk to it and interact?
Yep.
Yeah. I've got right. So
I have used that a couple times.
So it works on free?
It does. Yeah, it didn't at first, but then they've enabled it.
Oh, okay.
And
right.
it only is like 10 or 20 queries before it's like starts responding.
Right. Okay.
You've run out of credits. Please.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Okay.
And
so that
that's
won't happen to me with my monthly sub.
That will
I'll
not.
just get unlimited.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, because I was going to do a video like just me talking to it and it replying and just seeing, seeing where it goes. But I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
it's not bad. Like, I think all of these assistants are like, they're gonna fade in the background, right? For better or worse, and then they're gonna, do stuff we don't expect them to.
Well,
like we
here
talked
it is.
about with
I just opened the Mid Journey bot, and the bot has advised me that it did my monthly update subscription plan. So it automatically on the 30th of June, and I haven't used it since. So I haven't used it for the last 16 days. It's like I'm using it like once or twice a month. Yeah, and I'm paying a subscription, so I don't know.
Yeah. I used the talking to it thing. It was like this big splash when it came out.
Yeah.
I do use it if I'm like doing the dishes and I want to
it's handy for because I hate using the swipe thing on my phone. That keyboard swipe thing. It never bloody works. And everything's wrong.
You got old man fingers now.
I got old man fingers. Great. That's all I need.
No, it's probably, to be honest, you probably have gym rat fingers, right? And you got the stubby,
Well, I don't think so. I've got nice, delicate hands,
Oh, yeah.
Right. Anyway.
Moisturized.
It's bloody annoying. So I find that it's actually more convenient to use the voice thing to actually open that up and just talk it instead of trying to type an entire bloody sentence on my shoe phone,
Yeah.
So,
true.
Yeah. Don't know how many tweets I've done that have words totally wrong in it because I'm swiping,
Sure.
Thing. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. There you go. Yeah, we were speaking before. I just sent you a link through to the EV blog forum. It was speaking before about a good skill to learn. These online appy, online automation
API
things.
services, stuff like that,
API stuff is a good skill to learn. Somebody, Chris N on the forum, who's a new user, just says, "Hi, I've just joined the forum. He's a former EE grad from way back in the early 2000s, but he wants to get back into the design side of things. And what are the must-have skills for a new hardware design guy?"
Classic amp hour. Classic amp hour question.
Excellent. We haven't done it for a long time, trying to dip his toes back into the industry. And my immediate response was, well, there are so many things that it's hard to pinpoint anything without knowing what you're interested in, what you want to get into and stuff like that. There's just so many skills and stuff. But I did say, generally speaking, it would pay to be up to date on the latest embedded platforms and how they integrate with the web and other services and stuff like that. So that was just like a general thing without knowing.
These are good answers on here. I would like to steal some of your forum members' answers.
Sure, go for it.
No, I was just joking. I haven't read them all, but this is good. I mean, this is a good question. I think one of the hard things here is, this is basically a big career shift, right? And I think the hard thing is just going to be
he wants to get back into design. Well, he still works for he still works for an engineering company or something, but he's not in the design. He's into operations management. Right, so he wants to get back into the design side of engineering. So he hasn't been completely
maybe he has
out the
opportunities. I see. Yeah, if you have opportunities to cross train and that sort of thing, then that's. I was just going to say, like, if you don't have a defined path in that way, I feel like the thing you have to kind of go towards is the lowest barrier area so that you can actually break in. I feel like that's like a very practical answer, right? That people probably don't want to hear, but it's probably necessary. It's like if you want to go, hey, I want to go design nuclear power plants, and I've worked in an adjacent industry. It's like, okay, well, there might be degree requirements, might be safety training requirements, whatever. The amount of training you have to do before you get to that first leap might not be worth it. And you might want to side load instead and say, oh, well, I know someone, like I have a friend who has a small electronics business. And then I would go talk to them and be like, what do I need to do to work for you on the weekends so that I could build the experience that then, lets you level up into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yes.
Like that's the boring practical answer, I feel like.
Exactly. Well, he did actually come back and say that he had a project in mind which would be a small handheld LCD GUI stuff, right? And then so now we're narrowing it down. So my response after learning that, well, I'll actually read it out. It depends on whether or not, whether you want to do chip level design or do higher level stuff and use existing modules which make it easy. And I use the 4D Systems, which is the Australian company, as an example. They make all these nice little LCDs which have all the graphical GUI stuff all built in. So it's very high level programming type thing, right? Because they've got all of the...
It's like a graphical compiler kind of thing.
It's like a graphical compiler, something like that. I haven't used the back end of it, but it's very high end. And they've got their own like scripting language and stuff like that, right? Really, so you can do bar graphs and you can do, automotive displays with just like a drag and drop kind of thing, right? But I said, as always, the end product market drives the design decisions, right? So if you're designing for a small volume or a one-off thing for, you're doing it for a client or it's a test system or something, then you wouldn't waste your time you wouldn't waste your development time cost optimizing this solution, like picking the lowest cost micro, picking the lowest cost LCD and writing the routines from scratch and stuff like that, right? To save space or whatever. You would just like use an off-the-shelf module and just do high-level programming. So they're kind of, it really depends on the end goal you try to do, whether or not, I wouldn't necessarily say, go out and learn how to pick the right microcontroller and then learn how to write your own low-level LCD drivers. And, it's just, no, it's kind of...
And that is kind of like what I was... that's similar to what I was saying too, is because if you need to be doing... If you want a project where you want to like learn skills, which is what they started with, it's like that is maybe low level, like you want to learn how things work under the hood. But if you want to be a person who delivers on-time projects because you want to work,
you don't want to dick around.
Potentially, like that's a different thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I remember wondering about my old like coworker and quasi mentor. I think I mentioned on the show before. He had used this compilation tool that like built into an FPGA tool, and I was like, why are you doing it like this? It just feels like, why don't you just like write VHDL or Verilog and like do all this? He's like, dude, I don't have time for that. I just need to get it done. It needs to work. I need to have the tool tell me that it works. And I'm like, oh, okay, then that makes a ton of sense. And it did. He was someone who delivered, like that's like
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't be academic about it. That's what I think you're saying, right?
Well, speaking of that and doing engineering consulting when design work, I spoke to a former guest, Zentronics, Scott Williams.
Oh, cool.
We actually met. He's doing great. We actually he's expanded since we last talked to him.
Of course he has. That guy's he's on a path to a 400-person consultancy. I'm sure.
Consultancy company. Yeah. So I think he's got a dozen now employees or something.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he's in Melbourne, but he was up in Sydney for the trade show here. So I actually met him, and I've got a video on my main channel, which I'll link you in. You can just find it on my main channel. And chatting about, stuff we've chatted on the Amp Hour before and things like that. He
came back and he talked to just me too,
Yes, yes. Yeah, I know.
It's not just you, Dave. It's also me,
I did link in both of them, I did link in both episodes, by the way.
Great.
I am perfectly aware of this, yes. Didn't forget you, don't worry.
Don't worry about me, Dave. It's fine to forget me.
Oh boy. Anyway, so that was a fun chat.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. How was the rest of electronics? Is it same old? No,
it was better. It was probably the best one I've been to, and everyone else looked like the vibe, as we call it here in Australia. The vibe was better.
Are the
what?
Are the Utes? The Utes are calling it vibe.
The Utes.
The Utes, the Utes. The Utes.
As in a pickup.
No, the youth. That's a line.
Youths.
The youths.
The young fellas, right?
Yeah. That's from My Cousin Vinny.
Okay.
Have you ever seen My Cousin Vinny? No.
Okay.
No. Oh, really? Oh, it's so good. I was just rewatching it this weekend. Oh man, Joe Pesci, classic movie.
Oh right, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, it's really good.
Right.
Yes. So vibe. You were saying vibe.
Yes. The vibe of the show was that, and there were more overseas companies come in here as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
So and it was 30% bigger than previous years, I think.
Okay.
So nice. It was things are picking up back here in Australia.
That's great.
For all the onshoring and stuff like that. There's a lot of companies. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it
great.
is. I'm very, very pleased.
I'm considering going to a trade show myself. Embedded World North America is in its first year this year. And that's down in Austin, Texas.
Right, so this is the German one, the ones
The
that's usually
German one
in Germany?
That's right, yeah. So
Right.
I'd known about this, and like they didn't, I think I mentioned on the show, they didn't really mention it at Embedded World, like Germany.
Well,
they didn't like mention that they're going to be in North America. I guess they assume they're different audiences or whatever, but...
No, that seems like a dumb thing not to mention it.
Yeah, you think, like it's like plastered everywhere as you're leaving. Like, see you next year. It's not like, see you in 4 months in Austin. Like,
that's
come
really,
on back
that's
for
nuts.
more. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Have they got like a layout yet? Have they got
They do.
companies?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
it's much bigger than I thought it would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here, I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, and it's like some of the big
know.
ones. I think the big thing I had been asking all the chip companies. I was like, hey, like, you guys gonna be in Austin in October? And they're like, we'll see what happens. And I'm like, that is not a reassuring response.
Huh? They're a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need that critical mass. Maybe they'll scramble on board now once they see it.
I think they have.
Right.
I think they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I also did apply for SuperCon, but I don't know if I'll be going to that. Yeah.
As in apply to your company that you work for to go.
No. I put in a talk proposal for Hackaday SuperCon.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, if you do go to the Hackaday SuperCon, can you tell the Hackaday people, please don't promote all these snake oil crap? Because I'm going to have to do a debunking video. There's this company who claim that they've got these little orbs. I'm going to have to get the name of it right. Right, these little orbs, like light absorbing orbs, and they produce like 40 times the energy of a equivalent solar panel. And it's like total bullshit. And it was promoted on Hackaday website.
Well, maybe then you also can get some crystals that help, center your chi and stuff like that, right?
Right, yeah. I can get one of those RF stick-on shield things, one of those dots that you stick on your product and saves you from the 5G, mind control.
That's right.
Rays.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Well, anyway. There's good money in that, that's for sure.
yeah, there is. I'm in the wrong business. So, yep.
All right, I finally sent you a link here.
All right,
it's pretty boring. I mean, it's a...
Right, well, as these things usually are,
Yeah.
But, it's only one big room. It's only one room,
big hall.
but it's like one big hall. But that's a lot of stands, Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say that's probably about 50% bigger than our one. It's probably about 50. Maybe not. Maybe about 30% bigger than our one. Ours was pretty decent size this year.
I mean, some of these are pretty big booths too. So
yeah. Oh, right. Yes, they are. Okay, so it might be actually double the size of ours, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But still, it's not the German big, right?
No, God, no. Yeah, that thing is massive. I think they're going to try and make it that big eventually, probably, but they're just, they're trying to figure it out. So
right. I'm just scrolling around the names here. Geez, I haven't found one that I've heard of yet. Oh, no, there's Silicon Labs. Okay.
Perhaps Analog Devices you've heard of?
Nordic. Okay.
ST Micro,
Samtec,
Mauser,
Digilent. Yeah, no, I just happened to zoom in on ones that I hadn't heard of. Yeah, there it is. Oh, Mouser have a big stand. Analog Devices have a huge stand. Yeah. Zeus are there. ST. Okay. Yep. The Development Agency of Serbia.
Yeah, I noticed that one too because it's
bunch
big.
Of funsters. They got one of the biggest stands. The Development Agency of Serbia.
Yeah. We were trying to figure that out today. What that's going to be? And it's like
right.
Those are always interesting too. They had that at Embedded World Germany too.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Serbian booth, but there are like these large industry consortiums for different country development.
Yeah,
basically.
for country and states Taiwan and things like that. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
yep.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think there was one at the Australian one too. I think there was a kind of a weird looking stand that was it was like something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's like there's government money for that sort of thing, and then they apply.
Yeah, of course, and then they can help
and...
you apply to I don't know.
Yeah,
help you get the government cash cow or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, there's tons of ones in here I haven't heard of, and this is a good thing about these sorts of shows. You walk past the booth and go, ooh, that looks interesting, and then you find you find something you haven't seen before. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so we'll see. I have some travel booked out for it. We'll see though. It'll be my first time back in Austin in earnest since before the show started. So
right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Geez,
back
Rode
since,
and Schwartz have a
2008.
tiny stand. It's smaller than Dual Scope. Dual Scope have a bigger stand or a slightly bigger or same size stand as Rode and Schwartz.
I get it, Matt.
What the heck?
Yeah. Matt's going to be representing.
Yeah. Fantastic. I bet he'll enjoy that. Like he's right next door to the Rode and Schwartz stand, like right opposite. He's going to be standing there proud, like my stand's just as big as yours. That's great. Yeah. I can remember that time that I had my own stand at the trade show, and I wasn't next to the Altium stand, but I was just down a bit from the Altium stand, and my stand was bigger than the Altium stand. It was like, suck it. So yeah, that was great. Yep.
That's fine. Yeah, that's great.
No, you have to, gloat about those sort of things. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Wow, there you go.
We should go back to this EE grad thing though. Like, what are there other ones on here? I don't know. I'm reading through some of the things here. Like,
there isn't many replies. Yeah.
I mean, you can go super niche on some things, right? So there's like mentions of RF design and IoT and things like that. One thing that I would probably say is, depending on what this person's like mentorship looks like, that could be one way. Like if you have someone who has a mentor that's super helpful, or whatever your company's doing too, that's probably going to find people in that area. He mentioned he's at like a large.
He's at some large engineering company. That do engineering and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's hard to give general advice like that. It's so hard. You've got to have, once they start talking about a specific thing, then you can nudge them in the right direction, But once, just as a general rule, I don't know, because it's so vast. There's so many aspects of engineering. You can just be, like me, I was a full-time PCB designer at one point, right? I was a full-time test engineer at some other, right? Totally, different niche fields.
Has your go-to like starter project changed? Like what you would tell people to
starter oh, okay.
Like what would you tell someone to build first, like for their?
My go-to starter projects is something they're interested in. That is my response. That's always my response. So I don't tell them. No, you can't just tell them go and make a LED blinker or go and make a
I think you have to.
Well.
I mean, I think you're right. But I think that what people are actually looking for is like, give me a list of projects and I'll pick one, right? That's really what they're looking for.
But I will do that. But I will first ask them, well, is there anything you're interested in? Are you interested in quadcopters? Are you interested in flashy light products, home automation? Are you interested in robots? Are you interested in, something else, right? Yeah, yep. I don't know, gardening. So you can do, things that help you out in gardening or growing your plants or whatever.
Are you interested in 10 volts? 10 volts. That's right. You're just trying to output 10 volts. That's what the entire 10 volts. Just get a perfect 10 volt reference.
I happen to have a video on that actually producing a voltage reference.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke about how.
Yeah, I know.
That's what the volt. Yep. What are they called? Volt heads? Volt
nuts.
Something?
Volt nuts.
Volt nuts. Yeah, volt nuts. Yeah, just making a joke about them.
Yeah. No.
Don't worry, they're much better at electronics than me, folks. Like, I'm not doing this from a place of like superiority. It's inferiority.
Yeah. They are dedicated, if anything. They are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They love this, stuff. Oh my God.
Past two episodes.
Hang on. I'll have to try and see if I can link in. Unfortunately, one of the EEV blog forum members passed away recently. Sorry, I don't actually remember his name, but I'll try and find the post. But he was one of these Volt Nutty guys, and as his last thing, he actually open sourced a book that he's done, and it's like 400 pages, and it talks about resistance standards and how to wind your own and how to do your own standards and stuff. It's really amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I'll try and find it and actually link that in. So yeah, just before he passed away, he open sourced his book, and it's amazing. I've actually got it on my website. I actually collated the PDFs together because he had them all as separate PDFs, and I joined them all together as one big PDF-y book kind of thing. So I'll try and find that. Link it in down below.
Great.
But yeah, it's just one of those specific reads that you just read it and go, holy shit. This is there's so much detail in just doing these Wheatstone bridges and, stuff like that. It's just it's just crazy.
Yep.
Crazy stuff. Yep. Unbelievable.
Past two guests have been, it was Matt Venn two episodes ago, and then BitLooney last episode. Have you considered doing a tiny tape out? Have you? thought about trying that out?
Like a ASIC tape out thing.
Well, using Tiny Tape. So the service that Matt runs is Tiny Tape Out. That's like a portion of a portion of a run.
A portion of a portion of a portion of a run. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you can use Silly Whiz. I'm trying to remember the names of these things.
Yeah, well, there's a few of them now, aren't there? There's a few ones that you can get your own, like you can get a share of some ASIC somewhere, can't you? There's a couple of them.
I don't know about a couple of them. This is the main one that I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff out there, but this is the game in town, I think. Right. But no, I was just thinking the fact that you can just start from a simulator like Walkwe, and then you can actually get silicon. I feel like you would really jive with getting silicon. That would be like
I've thought about it before, because this has been, you've been able to do this for a couple of years now, and I've always thought, that'd be cool, to make a video of me designing the thing and then waiting, I don't know how 3 months or something to get you 9 months. Is it 9 months? Waiting 9 months. Okay, I have to be patient. Wait 9 months to get my ASIC back, and then do another video of testing the ASIC and is it packaged? Or do you just get a bare die? Oh, it's packaged.
Yeah, it's packaged. Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right. So you get dip or surface mount?
It is a QFN. It's actually soldered to a board even. And there's like a bunch of components around it.
Wow. Yeah. So you actually get it back on a board?
That's right.
Seriously? Oh, wow. That's great. Oh,
you should listen to the Amp Hour, Dave. You'd really like it.
No, I need to find a spare hour to listen to Matt's episode. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah. No, I've always thought about it, and then I
think you should. I think it would be good for the service. It'd be good for you.
Yeah,
I think,
it would. But I always
I struggle with like, what would you make? What would
you
make,
that's what I've done. Like I've sat there for half an hour thinking, just staring into the void, trying to think of like a good project to do, and it's like,
I think you just do the simplest thing you can.
Like, I can, but what is like worthy? Yes, I can choose any one of a million different projects.
What would be good for you would be like your first. Do something like retro, where it's like something you did very early as a child.
Right. Yeah, that could be a good idea. Right, something totally useless to everyone else, but something of relevance to me.
Emotional. And,
right. Yeah. I could do my Tandy 1000 turbo board.
Oh, wow.
Something like that, right?
That'd be interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have like transistor level design too, so you could also do that sort of thing, right? You've done transistor level design in the past.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just like
I got nothing.
I need something.
Personally,
I know, same here.
Yeah, see, this is the same thing. This is what we're talking about, like that first project,
Yeah.
But some people are good at this sort of thing.
Don't complain that I haven't done it, because you know how hard it is to come up with something worthy, a worthy idea to make it work. But maybe I'm overthinking.
I have very young children at home. That's my excuse.
Right. Well, that's my
lazy.
excuse is just that I can't come up with something worthy enough.
Yeah.
Because because I'm going to pick it, and then I'm going to go, oh, but that's really lame. Like, people want to see me do an ASIC for a micro satellite or something. I don't know. They just want to see something like, they want to see something fancy, or they want to,
Right. I'm going to get one chip made, and then I'm going to launch into space. That's what you're saying there.
Maybe I could get my own discrete 555 made, or something dumb like that. Like.
I bet that's possible.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll have another look and another think about it. But if I don't come up with anything, don't be disappointed. It isn't because I don't want to. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yep. Yeah.
All right. How long will we going? Is our amp hour almost up? No, we've got like 8 minutes left. Let's go. Have we got anything on the list?
Well, Unmanaged has returned.
He's Unmanaged has returned. 615 has returned.
That's right.
Should you buy tantalum caps from AliExpress? Yes. Well, no is the answer, but yes, we should talk about that. Because who's done this video? I've got it open here. It's Amateur Hardware Repair channel, which is 5.7K subscribers. So definitely, I'll give him a sub right now, actually. And he did a survey of his audience, and he said that 80% of them, the survey is, where do you usually get your electronics components from? If you have tried all of them, tell me what's your experience with them. And he said 80% of respondents voted AliExpress. 0% Mouser, 13% DigiKey, and 7% LCSC. So maybe he's got a very Asian-oriented audience, perhaps.
I was just going to say young audience,
young audience.
Very,
right? Okay. Right, because us old folk, we're going to go to our old DigiKeys and we're going to...
I think it's just, no, it's, you know what it is, Dave? It's just you haven't been burned enough. If you've been burned enough,
you haven't been burned enough, yes. Very true.
I have not been burned by LCSC yet, but I haven't done enough ordering from there.
Same here. I haven't done enough. Yeah. I've ordered from them, but I haven't done enough to be burned.
Also, these numbers, it's 30 votes.
No, but LCSC is just as reputable as DigiKey and Mouser in terms of sourcing. You will get the genuine sourced component. They don't substitute, right? LCSC is I would put them, maybe not on the same tier, but they're not far off, Mouser and DigiKey. So they won't substitute brands. You will get that actual genuine brand because they are an official supplier for those brands, just like Mouser and DigiKey are. So yes, you can get the lesser brand names. You can get all those those Asian source brands that you've never heard of, but you will get that genuine Asian source part. They won't substitute it for something else. So you're unlikely to get burned on LCSC, but on AliExpress, oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Yes. Yeah. So LCSC is the legitimate, as far as I know, the only legitimate one that us Western people know about is the only legitimate DigiKey equivalent from China.
Yeah. So, I see. Yeah.
Right. So yes, I don't want to disparage LCSC.
It is although centralized too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. And but that being said, I did bust LCSC for using those wireless anti-static wrist straps. Once they actually published a promotional video, and I actually emailed them and they went, "Oh, we didn't know that. We thought they worked. Sorry, we'll fix that." But I'm not sure if they did. Because I think there's evidence that they still use them. But they said they fixed it. They did say that they fixed it with real anti-static wrist straps. But anyway, yep, I thought that was funny. But you will get the genuine brand. It just might be static damaged. Sorry to LCSC. But no, yes, I have to joke about that. But AliExpress, oh God, you have to be desperate to order your components from AliExpress is all I'm going to say. You have to be so desperate.
I mean, yeah, even just for the UI and like going through it all, like it's just,
Yeah. Well, if you're ordering resistors or something, fine. That's probably okay.
like just one off.
Just one off a reel of. I just need a reel of 10K resistors, and they're 0.0001 cents each. Fine. They're probably going to work. But semiconductors, yeah, no thanks. And I think the more specialized and expensive they get, the more likely you are to be ripped off. Like, oh yeah, I need this $30 Motorola IGBT, and it's like $30 each or something because they're like hugely, rated and special and characterized and specialized. And you're buying that from AliExpress at half the price. Good luck. Yeah. Yep. You're going to get ripped off. You're going to get like a second sourced one that's been laser etched or something like that. Yeah, because it's worth their while. It's worth their while for the fakers to do that on these name brand parts, So
exactly.
And they'll work. Like in most cases, they'll work, but they're not the genuine parts, so they won't perform the same. But in majority of applications, maybe that doesn't matter. They work and people think, oh, AliExpress is good. I got them for half the price and they still worked. And then one day you're going to come against it when it's most critical. Murphy's going to get you.
Totally. Yes, totally.
Yeah. Yep. No, don't do it, folks.
Don't learn the hard way. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll have to watch the rest of this video afterwards. I think he goes into town. So.
One recommendation from our channel, just you can kind of scroll down and see a bunch of videos from the maker, is Asianometry has been doing really cool videos lately.
Yeah, I've been watching a few of those,
Yeah, like the tour of ASML. That was cool.
They started out being like a business thing, but I think the guy who runs it, I think his dad works in the semiconductor industry, so he's kind of into that. So I think it started out being like a business or something channel, but no, he's done some pivots recently into semiconductor stuff.
No, it's been great, like deep content.
Yeah, really deep level content. Yeah, it's great. Yep. Highly recommended. Cool.
And then, of course, got to call out Ben Krasno for making a chip printer. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Did he? I haven't seen that.
No, of
Where
course
is
not.
it? Is that on the list?
It is. It's further down, but it's
further
Ben.
down.
Ben's been using SLS printing. Is it SLS? It's a one. Yeah, it's Micronics SLS nylon printer makes electronic
I
circuits.
saw that. I didn't know he's making semiconductors, so I thought he's making boards.
No, not actually. No, he's making boards. Of course he is.
He's making
Come on,
boards.
Dave.
Oh, okay, right. Yes, yes, I did see that one pop up.
Yeah.
And I have seen those machines. I've had to play with them. And
No. This is different than what I think you're thinking about. Maybe not. I don't know. This is like a process he's been developing. This is not like the ones that like.
Right. I thought he
print.
was using a commercial machine. I thought he mentioned a commercial machine.
Yeah, it is a commercial machine, but it's like all Ben videos. You just got to watch it. So.
Okay, right. Because a lot of these commercial PCB machines, they have their own materials. Like you've got to buy their dielectrics, you've got to buy their stuff, their specific things. So maybe he's using one of those and just manufacturing his own stock or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would imagine that's how he's doing it. Am I wrong? You've seen it, haven't you?
It's been a man. I don't sleep much
it's
anymore.
been
I
a
don't
while.
remember.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
Anyway, he does awesome work.
Yeah. Classic
Very
Ben.
unique stuff. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Nothing else exciting on here. Sorry, folks.
There's tons of great stuff. It's just,
there is, but nothing we can fill in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Again,
well,
thanks
are
to
you-
Unmanaged 615 for keeping us up to
Yeah.
date. When we eventually do an episode together,
Yeah, that's a good question. When are you and I going to record again together? Huh? It's just summer. It's tough.
Yeah, yep. Why millions of smoke alarms can't catch modern fires? Why is that? There's ionizing smoke alarms and there's the photo-sensitive smoke alarms. Why don't they catch modern fires? I have to watch the video, I guess, to find out.
I guess so. Yeah.
Who's done the video? Oh, it doesn't
I don't
mute.
know, Dave.
It's not even muting for me. Damn. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Sorry, there's something's gone hideously wrong here with my browser tab. It just keeps playing. It's in my earphones, and I can't shut it up. I can't even pause it. Oh, my God. Oh, God, no. Hang on.
This is how we all feel when Dave autoplays for us.
Oh, God, I had to shut down the tab. No, something went horribly wrong with the embedded YouTube
I think it's
thing.
Reddit. I think it's the Reddit thing, yeah.
Oh, I think it's right. Okay, yeah. It was, that was buggy as hell. I had multiple videos suddenly start playing, and I couldn't even mute them or pause them. What the?
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Turtles All the Way Down. What was the name?
The all the way down option, I believe. Or Turtles as a Service.
No, Turtles as
One
a
of those
Service. That's it. Yes, Turtles as a Service.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our Amp Hour. Thanks for joining us
is.
yet again
Yeah.
on our semi-regular,
Mostly sometimes. amp
mostly
hours.
sometimes Amp Hour.
Yep,
We've both
yep.
got kids these days. Yep.
Yep.
And we lose track of time. That,
And there are
that
more
actually
episodes
happens.
than just what Dave and I record, so don't forget about that too, folks.
Oh, yes. And I will eventually get some guests once I get off my lazy ass and do it. Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. All done.
All right, man.
All right. Catch you next time.
See you next time. Yeah, see you.